we go. 1. You ready this time?
I've been ready.
2, 3. Boom! Charlotte at a cannon. You ready, Orchid?
Yep.
All right. You sure? Had a technical issue. Now we're ready to go. All right. So today, I guess it was a week of wrestling. To call it a big week of wrestling would not be fair to actual big weeks of wrestling. It was sort of,
Yeah.
let's just, I mean, for a go-home week to a pay-per-view, it didn't seem that overwhelmingly exciting.
Yeah.
I guess the big thing that sort of happened this week was the Becky Lynch thing on Monday night. From beginning, she had to apologize to get her spot at WrestleMania, and then it played out how it played out. So she was sort of backstage throughout. Before we get to the actual announcement of what happened, how did you feel about how that all played out throughout the series of Raw?
I thought it was good. I didn't like how it was ended. I don't really care for the fact that she actually apologized.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just doesn't seem like it fits her character.
I didn't think the whole thing fit her character. She was sort of sitting around back, moping, so to speak. Like, what should I do? Like, it just, to me, they have done such a poor job of presenting Becky Lynch. I just felt like the whole thing was sort of, I don't know. They've done no favors to her at any point throughout this whole thing. And Monday night was an indication to me that they don't want her to succeed. I genuinely believe that. It's not like it's not from a storyline standpoint they don't want her to succeed. It was never supposed to be her. She was never supposed to be in this spot. And I know they begrudgingly gave, when it went this way for Daniel Bryan, they begrudgingly gave her this spot, him that spot. But I really don't think they want Becky Lynch in this spot right now. And a lot of it's been booked so poorly. I thought last week maybe I was wrong and they were going to try to go with her a little bit. But having her sit around in the back, moping, asking the guy wrestlers, what should I do? How is that empowering women?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, did you feel that way too, or you didn't really think about it?
I didn't really think about it. I just don't like how it was ended.
Yeah.
I don't think... I understand why she was in the back thinking about what she was going to do, but I don't like the idea that she apologized. Yeah,
I agree. I think that played out poorly, and then it just... I feel like they made a promise to Charlotte Flair a year ago that she was going to be in the main event at WrestleMania, and now they don't want to backtrack on that.
Yeah.
But nobody really wants to see a three-way dance. They don't want Flair in it, and not for better, for worse. And people, they're not going to get the same reaction out of this match as what they could have. They had just let it be Ronda and Becky.
Yeah.
And
do you think that Becky is going to show up at Mania and kind of do like how Daniel Bryan had to defeat Triple H and then get into the match? You think she's going to face Stephanie McMahon to get into the match?
No, I don't. I don't think it's going to be a repeat of that, but I do think that, I think in the coming weeks that it'll resolve. I think they'll get her back in there somehow in the coming weeks. I could be wrong, but I don't know. The whole thing has just been, I feel bad for Becky Lynch. I feel like it's just, they say they're listening to the fans, but they're not.
Right.
And it's that same thing that I've been saying week after week. If you have some great product, why don't you showcase that great product? And, if I had the best-selling hamburgers, I'm not going to say, sure, we have fine hamburgers. You can't get that, but we have these fish sandwiches, all right, so take the fish sandwich. So, I don't know. I can't understand the business model. At the same time, when I say that out loud, it's like, well, they're a billion-dollar company. They've got to be doing something right. I don't know what, but they've got to be doing something right. I think it's just, I don't know what the right answer is. Do you think that? Do you still think like that closes the show though? It clearly leads to a triple threat match.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what's going to happen.
Do you think there's any path that they leave Becky Lynch out of the WrestleMania main event?
I don't think so. I think you'd be kind of ruining the greatest show of the year.
Mm-hmm.
sending people home that angry, I don't think that's a good idea.
Do you think that once we get that match, do you think there's any way that we don't get, let's say we get the triple threat. Is there a way, do you see a way where they send people home where Ronda or Flair is winning the belt?
I think Ronda is still going to keep the belt. Now that Flair is in it, I think Ronda's keeping the belt.
Okay. You think that's how they protect Becky? Is Ronda pins Flair?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, that seems plausible. Yeah, I guess I can see that. I don't know. I think it's sort of an odd choice. I think people still want to see Becky be the champ. So, but the old school theory in booking is that the money is always in the chase. So the longer they have her chasing it, that's where the money is. And I think they sort of did that with Roman Reigns, and then he got sick and sort of sidetracked all that. But yeah, the money's in the chase. Speaking of people that are chasing, Kofi Kingston last night on SmackDown. What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird that you kind of predicted that from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I liked his performance last night. It was pretty... I know. You're the greatest.
Greatest of all time. Woo!
Yeah, I thought his performance last night was pretty awesome.
Yeah. I know we talked briefly while it was going on. Do you think there's any chance now, based on what you saw last night, that Daniel Bryan doesn't leave the Elimination Chamber with the title?
No, I think he's still walking out with it.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, who does he face then at WrestleMania? Think we get another round of AJ Styles?
I don't know. I really don't.
I mean, who else is there?
Yeah, I have no idea.
They've not done a very good job of building anybody other than that.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else. I mean, it would have to be AJ Styles. There's no other person.
I don't think it's going to be AJ, and here's why. Think about the reaction that they got at Mania
at
the Royal Rumble. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. So I don't think it's going to be AJ Styles. I don't know who it is going to be yet.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who it's not going to be. Mustafa Ali.
He's injured. You should be nice to him.
Does nothing for me. I don't care. I mean, he's a good 205 Live guy. That way I don't have to watch him on my television. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my gut says maybe there's a chance that it's Kofi. I sort of hope so. You don't think there's any way it's Kofi? You don't think that story is a story that people could get with?
Yeah, I think it would be a great story, but it's not going to happen.
I hope you're wrong. I don't think it's going to happen either, but I can tell you, for me personally, I would love it. I love a guy that's been so dedicated to the company, has worked so hard, kept his head down, just kept working, and then finally at the end of the day, and he's been over all the time, like no matter what type of thing they put him in. I mean, it felt like the New Day was going to be just like a joke when it came out. Do you remember those vignettes and how insane it was? But they've made it work. I mean, those guys are great, and I really hope that at some point Kofi Kingston gets a shot at being the world champion. He proved that he can have great matches with a lot of people, and he definitely showed that last night. And I think of the three guys that are in the New Day, like he's the guy that I think can be most successful having singles matches. I know a lot of people are high on Big E, but the times that I see him in singles matches, he definitely shines brighter in it as the guy getting the hot tag, coming in and clearing house, as opposed to the guy down on the ground selling like a babyface needs to really get over.
Right.
So, and he's not big enough to be Braun Strowman where he's just running guys over. Right. So, I don't know, but so we talked a little bit about the Elimination Chamber, but not a lot. You think it's going to be Daniel Bryan. My gut tells me the same. I think it's going to be Daniel Bryan. He's the probably the hottest heel on television right now. Outside of maybe Flair, who was right. I mean, Monday night may have pushed her over top of him, but we also have the tag team title match coming up for the women, and after this, let's talk about the Raw tag team titles. We didn't have that on our list.
Yeah.
But, who, if you were going to guess right now, who would you say is going to win those women's tag team titles, and why?
I still think it's going to be Nia Jax and Tamina.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. They certainly seem like a team that was running guys over. So,
and that's why I think
Yeah. My gut sort of says Bailey and Sasha. They want somebody to be the first champions that like really means something to the company
Yeah.
and been something that they can sort of hang their hat on for a long time. But I feel like it would be much more exciting to see them win the titles at WrestleMania.
Right.
So, if I were going to guess, I'm gonna throw you a curveball here, and I know you're going to laugh and say I'm an idiot. The Iconics.
I could see that just because they've been a team for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like them. I like them
Yeah.
a lot. The taller one isn't quite as good as an in-ring performer, but she has a unique charisma that, puts them sort of on even playing field to me.
Yeah.
I really like the both of them. I think that there's something to what they're doing. So I hope it's them. If not, I'm pulling for Becky and Sasha. I think
Yeah.
that, they're two of my favorite women on television. I think that, the two of them have better matches than almost every
Yeah.
other woman. So
That's who I would want to win is Bailey and Sasha, but I just don't think that they
Yeah.
are going to.
speaking of tag team champions, did you care at all that the Reliable won the tag belts?
I was shocked.
I wasn't shocked, and I'll tell you why. They go hard
I know.
all day, all night.
I know. It was surprising. I mean, I even said at the beginning of the match, I didn't think that they were gonna win.
Yeah. Do you think any chance they have a long run as tag champs? Because it doesn't seem like, my guess is no, because the company doesn't put a lot of stock in tag belts to begin with. So,
Yeah.
But I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
I think they're great wrestlers. I like them a lot. I think that they do great on the mic too. I mean, I've been saying that I've wanted them to win for a while now, but I mean, I just don't think that they're gonna keep it.
It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. I hope so. I think that they consistently have great matches, though. Like if they're given adequate time to tell their story, they have really good, compelling matches.
Mm-hmm.
And Monday night, they were given adequate time to tell their story,
Yeah.
which I'm a big fan of for people that deserve it. And speaking of adequate time, our last sort of topic for the day is time in matches. If you watch Monday night and you watch Tuesday night, the matches were long. I mean,
Yeah.
some of those matches, that six-man tag
The last hour of SmackDown was completely that match.
was just that gauntlet match,
Yeah.
which I didn't mind. I
Yeah.
liked the time. Kofi and Daniel Bryan went over 20 minutes
Yeah.
just by themselves on television, which is a rare feat in this day and age. And,
Yeah.
and the six-man tag where on Monday night where it was Finn Balor that started with who did he start
Drew
with?
McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. That was a lengthy match.
Yeah.
And then immediately after, that transitioned into a six-man tag,
Yeah.
which also was given a lot of time. I don't know what the
Yeah.
exact time was, but I'm going to guess that match went 40 minutes or so.
Yeah.
The tag match had every bit of 15 to 18 to 20 minutes, the tag
Yeah.
title match. So it's sort of surprising to me because you think about today's culture where people seem to have less and less of an attention span.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're getting matches that long on regular TV. Do you like that, or do you like your stuff a little quicker, a little...
I like that. I think that you get a better story that way. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I think...
And I think it was different because, like, even though it was one match, it wasn't one match. On Monday night, there were six different people in the ring. So, I mean, I think that added a variety. And then last night on SmackDown, I mean, it was different. I know we got that, like, 25-minute match, but it was different.
Yeah. No, I liked it. I personally wouldn't mind seeing more of it. I would be curious to know how it translate as far as ratings. I mean, that's sort of going to be the indicator as to whether or not it's going to be something long term that works out. So
Yeah.
time will tell. I know. I was happy with it. But overall, though, I thought it was a pretty uneventful week of wrestling, and I don't know that it did any big favors to get people excited for the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
The big story of the week was Becky, Ronda, and Flair, and that did nothing to build toward the Elimination Chamber.
Right.
Like, that
I
was
mean,
building toward Mania, but...
The story this week was who goes into Elimination Chamber first for the women, and then who gets to go in last for the men. That was...
But that didn't make me want to see the pay-per-view
Yeah.
any more or less.
Right.
so to me, it did no favors for what was what we were seeing. So I don't know. It felt like a mistake to me.
Do you think McMahon and Miz are gonna keep the titles?
I think so.
You think so? You think they'll?
Golly, that promo though. Those Usos. I mean, when they want to bring it, they can really bring it. That was a great promo.
I mean, now that they've changed their gear into this penitentiary, I think that they have some of the best promos they've ever had. I
agree, man. It was good stuff. I think the fans were on board with the Usos too.
Yeah.
Which was kind of surprising. I mean, they've really been on board for Miz and Shane in the past, but and they were hot for the Usos, and I think that I think it wouldn't be a bad idea. The problem is that, like, who are the teams now?
Yeah.
I mean, who is it? It's Usos, it's the Bar, it's the New Day, and how many times can we see those three sort of fight?
Yeah.
Beyond, I mean, I've never bought on Raw. I've never bought Bobby Roode and the other guy, whatever his name is.
Cable.
Ready, Willing, and Gable.
Gable,
Chad Gable. Like, I've never bought them as a tag team. Have you, or you do now?
I don't know. I really like Gable. I think
I like Gable too, and I don't mind Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
I just can't get with them as a tag team.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's not like it used to be in the old days where you had the Road Warriors and the Hart Foundation, and I mean, they had team names, the Rougeaus. They were the Rougeaus.
What about the Revival? They have a team name.
And guess what? I get with the Revival. They have a team name. They have similar looks. I mean, they're sort of the same size, and they wrestle in a way that makes them seem like a tag team.
Yeah.
Gable and Bobby Roode seem like two individuals that are stuck together. And I have never, even when I was a kid, I never liked that. When in the Attitude Era came, and I remember Shawn and Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold won the tag belt, and I was like, I don't like this. This is dumb. They have real tag teams there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but they don't have a lot of great teams. So I don't know where they go from here.
Yeah.
I don't know how you fix that either, because there's not a lot of when guys break into the wrestling business or women break into the wrestling business, you don't dream in your mind of, man, I can't wait to be the tag team champions. Lots of people.
Miz and
they're liars, by the way. I don't know if you know this, but not everything in wrestling is real. That was not their dream when they broke into the business.
That's what they said.
Yeah, well, sometimes people lie. So, but this is the truth. It's time to wrap it up.
Okay.
It's a big week of nothing this week, but what could really wrap it up for everybody nicely is if one time you got super excited and went a little too sweet for me.
I'll see you next week.
Ah!